So, hello everyone, myself Hardi Vora, and my today's topic is memory and trauma. Hardika's role in revealing generational prejudice in finding solution. Here are my personal information, table of content, and my research question is how does Hardika's character in Mahesh Dattani's final solution reveal the impact of memory and trauma on perpetuating generational prejudice, and what insights does this provide into the cyclical nature of communal tension and in India? Hypothesis like Hardika's recollections of trauma from the partition in Fine Solution serves as a critical narrative device that demonstrates how unresolved historical wounds shape and sustain generational prejudice. By exploring her internal struggles and interactions, the play reveals that addressing inherited biases is key to breaking the cycle of communal discord. Introduction. Let's see the brief introduction of Mahesh Dattani, the finance, the author, the playwright of Finance Solution. He was born on 7th August 1958 in Bangalore, Karnataka. He influence of vernacular theatre, watching Kannada, Marathi, and Gujarati plays with his family during his childhood, and that has significantly influenced his passion for theatre. His education and cultural context. He attended Baldwin High School, where English proficiency and Western culture dominated, but his interest in Indian languages and culture remained resilient. Her prominent works, he authored 11 stage plays, including Final Solution, Dance Like a Man, and Tara, which exploring the themes such as the familial conflicts, gender roles, and subaltern concerns. His legacy and global recognition recognized from pioneering Indian drama in English and addressing contemporary social issues, earning international acclaim as a playwright as a playwright per excellence. Let's say the brief introduction of Final Solution. The Final Solution explored the explore the theme of deep-rooted communal tensions and prejudice in Indian society. The settings. The play shift between the past and the present to highlight generational and cyclical communal discord. Plot revolves around the interactions between Hindu family and two Muslim boys seeking refuge during a riots. Conflicts in the narrative examines the biases, fears, and the facet of secularism through intense familial and societal confrontations. Stagecraft, Dattanis uses innovative techniques like a movable set and a Greek chorus to symbolize the fluidity and memory and blame. Message from the play is that advocates the self-reflection and empathy to dismantle prejudice and foster communal harmony. Now, second one is the Hardika as a embodiment of memory. We all know Mahesh Dattani uses the Hardika's character and Daksha's character in Hardika and Daksha in one character. So Hardika embodies the collective pain of partition, representing a generation scared by communal violence. Collective pain of partition, like when before her marriage she was a Daksha, and after marriage society gave her name Hardika, changed her name Hardika, and that's why Her memories serves as a narrative link in the connecting historical prejudice with contemporary conflicts. Hardika's recollections are influenced by personal trauma, highlighting the emotional weight of memory. Her unresolved bitterness perpetuates generational biases against the Muslim community, because in 1982, the Babri Masjid's riots, her father was killed by Daksha's father. And Hardika's rigid views are juxtaposed with the evolving conflicted perspectives of the younger family members. Uh, Her narrative underscores how unhealed wounds from the past feed into the cycle of communal discord. In a play, Mahesh Dattani uh, uh, explores an interesting element in of the play is the presence of Hardika and Daksha, shown to be two different, though at the same time same character. Because of the sameness of two characters, the play open with Daksha's diary. For example, when play opens and Daksha is sitting in front, beside the beside Hardika, and Hardika is like sitting like reading a diary, and Daksha was her past, and Hardika now in present, Hardika reading her diary, and uh, imagine 40 year back. Imagine 40 years back how she is written her diary, and in the and a self-conscious record of personal memories written in the future readers, be in another person on the evolved self. Dattani uses two characters to portray the grandmother Daksha, the rebellious young bride reading her diary, and Hardika, the elder one who has conformed to her husband's view on Muslim neighbors. Despite their differences, their thought and memories are seamlessly interwoven, as shown in the diary entries. Here are the Hardika's dialogue when play after, which is came after the big monologue of Daksha. In this dialogue represent her 40 years experience and the sadness, or we can say that the trauma of her life, that he that she felt after her marriage. Hardika wrote it. Hardika said, and I wrote a dozen of pages before, a dozen of pages now. A young girl's child scribble, an old woman's shaky scrawl. Here, a young girl's child scribble means she her imagine she imagine her yeah, childhood, like when she was in 15 years old, and when the riots were happened. An old woman's shaky scrawl. In this line, she explores her current situation, and she is reading her diary, and her and also remember her experience of her past life. And yes, things have not changed that much, and she also added that in the in that time also, after 40 years, the things have not changed that much. The third one is trauma as a catalyst for prejudice. Hardika's painful memories of partition shape her deep-seated mistrust of Muslim. Due to due to the happening of riots, Daksha's father was killed by Muslims. That's why the painful memories of partition, deep-seated to Hardika's painful mistress. Her experiences of betrayal during partition lead her generalized suspicion towards the other community. Here, other community means the Muslim community. Unresolved emotional wounds fuel her inability to reconcile with past and present communal harmony. Her bitterness drives her to transmit these biases of the next generation. Next generation like Sumita and Smita and her mother, Aruna. Hardika's trauma exemplifies how personal suffering reinforces collective mistrust across generations. Uh, Here, the communal strife triggers memories of a partition for Hardika, who was a new bride in 1948. Her memories are conveyed through the character of Daksha, who reads from her diary. In 1984, in 1948, when she was 15 years old, and when she got married to Hari, and after that he after that uh, Hari treated her like treated her not well, and after her marriage, Hardika in the play represent the prejudice that exists in society towards different religious communities. The character of Hardika holds a strong prejudice against Javed, a Muslim boy. She is shown to have a deep-rooted prejudice against Muslim, which is evident in her interactions with Javed. This can be observed from this line. Hardika said that how could he let these people into my house? They killed his grandfather. They will hate us from protecting them. Asking for help makes them feel better or lower than us. I know they don't want equality. They want to be superior. Fourth one is Hardika's role in highlighting generational prejudice. Prejudice is defined as a preconceived opinions that are not based on reason or actual experience. In final solution, the prejudice of Hindu and Muslim characters towards each other in the main cause of communal violence. The play is set in the aftermath of 1992 in Babri Masjid demolition and the subsequent riots. The book plays in India. Hardika's prejudice against Javed is based solely on his religion, and she is unable to see him as an individual and instead views him through the lens of her religious prejudice. She believes that all Muslims are responsible for the violence that is happening in their neighborhood, and holds Javed responsible for the tension between the Hindu and Muslim communities. Throughout the play, Hardika's hostility towards Javed reflects her prejudice and that rooted in his religion. She accuses him of the theft upon entering her house, saying, I don't want you in my house, you are a thief. Her contempt exemplifies societal biases and fuel communal tensions and perpetuate violence between Hindu and Muslim communities. The line "it is in their blood to destroy" is used by the chorus to refer to the character of Javed, a Muslim boy who is a victim of the prejudice, and Javed's Muslim identity is the root of the prejudice and violence that faces from Hindu characters in the play. The use of the line by chorus highlights the fact that prejudice and enmity between the two communities are often based on deep-rooted cultural and historical factors. As chorus, Muslim makes masks says they say we raised their temple yesterday, that we broke their chariot today, that we will bomb their street tomorrow. Uh, fifth one is Hardika's journey toward introspection. Hardika occasionally reflects on her past action and their consequences, hinting at an evolving awareness of her biases. She begins to perceive how her prejudice has strained her relationships and influenced her family's outlook on communal harmony. Hardika's introspection reveals how her mistress perpetuated discord within her immediate community. Her memories and regrets serve as a warning against the cyclical nature of hatred and importance of self-awareness. Hardika's character arc subtly encouraged the audience to question their own inherited prejudice and work towards reconciliation. In the conclusion, we can say that the Hardika's story highlights the need to confront historical trauma to understand the role in shaping prejudice. The play suggested that self-reflection is vital to dismantling generational biases and fostering communal harmony. Hardika embodies the potential for introspection to challenge ingrained beliefs and inspire the change. The play calls for empathy and dialogue as tool to address societal divisions rooted in memory and trauma. Final Solution offers a timeless reminder of the importance of reconciliation in bridging communal device. These are my references, and thank you. If you have question, you can ask.
So Ati, I would like to know how does the dual representation of Hardika and Daksha in Final Solution enhance our understanding of the interplay between modernity, memory, and identity?
The dual representation of Hardika and Daksha in Final Solution enhance our understanding with memory. Memory represent memory represent the character of Hardika, and identity represent the character of Daksha. For example, we can take the example of Daksha's character that at the age of 15 he wrote her diary, and he at that age he at that age she has not that much biases, or we can say that no, no, not that much uh, uh, that much sorry, I forgot.
I think my question is for you. Dattani used two names for Hardika. Does this imply that Daksha was free of prejudice compared to Hardika?
Yes, absolutely. Dattani used two names for Hardika because and and it also implied to Daksha was free for prejudice because uh, when when we talk about Hardika's character, it implies the so many kind of restrictions and at the when Dattani highlights the character of Hardika at that time she became a widow, and we all know the societal restrictions about the widow, and Daksha was because Daksha was free for prejudice because at that time, at that age, when she written her diary, and she written her diary, and she was liberal in the liberal that time, and as the comparison of Hardika's character, and at that time Daksha also had that much freedom to explore, or we can say that to experience her own identity, or reflect her identity in a original way. Thank you.